Why do some guys get so bold online but shy in person? Time. Some people need time to think what to speak, which is not possible in a real-life conversation. Because they are living out who they want to be online, but might not have reached that confidence in real life yet. Ever seen videos by a fenced house and a tiny dog comes out snarling, but when they lift the gate they just do? That is exactly what's happening here. Social phobia disorder. As someone who has lowish confidence in myself, I can be as confident as I want over text. I also have time to think about what to send, which is huge. When I meet someone for the first time though, I'm uncomfortable, intimidated. Over text, I can show my sense of humor and express my interests right away. It's almost like it's a way to remain anonymous because I can't see how the other person is reacting. And that makes me more confident. It's because I'm not worried about how they'll react or how they'll see me. I've gotten better about it. But it takes me a while to become the person I am when I text. The texting me is the real me, but seeing that in person will take a while because I'm shy and see myself as an awkward guy. I have to get comfortable around someone before they see that part of me in person. It's something I've got a really tough time with on first dates and whatnot. Even with this question, if you'd asked me it in real life, I wouldn't have been able to give an answer like this. Maybe I'd say some guys don't have a lot of self-confidence or some guys are shy, but it took me time to think about the answer I provided. Time is not something I'd have in a face-to-face conversation. I'd say, the level of emotions is much higher when communicating in person. As for me, sometimes my emotions won't allow me to say a word. Online a person can write a response, imagine it said, imagine the reaction both negative or positive, curate the response so it's tailored to the individual's taste, all in the space of a minute. All of that editing capability is gone in person. So they can only deliver the output that is guaranteed not to offend, not to seem weird, not to seem creepy, not to seem silly or juvenile, etc. So you get a lot of dead air, short responses, nervousness. And then you go back to text or chat and they are normal again. This guy Elmao. Can't use Google or AI's face-to-face. I can answer this one as a bashful guy in person. In text I have zero unwanted distractions around me generally, I get to think about my replies. In person that's not the case. It's noisy outside and I'm overstimulated, and I hate being around the general public, so all that goes out the window. Then comes the eye contact, OMG it's so uncomfortable. Why do you want to look at me? I'm an ugly Jackie Chan, hahaha oh, and it's because your pics didn't you do justice, and now I'm finding it hard to function, sorry. Social skills are acquired in the social context and require practice. Your deadbeat guys have no skills and don't practice them, because some dumbbells got us to live our lives with no contact with other people. Drive-thrus, ATMs, self-service restaurants, self-checkout at supermarkets and sports goods stores, online purchases and payments. Meeting up with people and waiting for people outside the cinema. We now stay home and use Netflix, asking people for directions. Now Google Maps tells us Pornhub to get our daily dose of arousal without having to put ourselves on the line. The list grows long. And here comes ChatGPT and AI, which will make even simple conversations with people obsolete. No, it does not bode well. Lack of practice. Human faces contain a lot of information, the computer screen doesn't. It is easy to focus just on what you want to say when on a computer. In person you have to do that and still refilter information you are getting. If you don't have practice it is harder. And when people have an option to not do that, they choose the easier path. I am not saying there aren't people with pathological social interaction issues, but for the most part, we haven't changed genetically in a generation. What has changed is the stimulus our wiring gets from our environment. We are getting more stimulus from the screens and not enough from faces. So easier to regress to what is less overwhelming at the beginning. Because there is no consequences for them saying anything online, but if they are in person any number of things could go down, most commonly getting hit in the mouth. I would think this is obvious? I was like this before I had any real experience with women. I would guess that men who behave this way similarly lack experience. This just sounds like a human nature thing. Why is this even a question? Can't punch someone through a computer. Yet. Because they are hiding behind the screen and it gives them the opportunity to be and act however they want. It's the keyboard confidence behind a screen. They are Casanova. In person, they are a deer in headlights. People always shocked when I say it to their face too.